one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mr. Frank? Yes. Ms. Gonzalez?
Here.
Ms. Vicchio?
Here.
Mr. Ostreicher?
Present.
Mr. Seidler? Here. Mr. Silver?
Here.
Mr. Thomas? Here. And Mr. Blocker?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Seeing no presentations, do we have the minutes from the last meeting to be approved? Mr. Finger?
There are no minutes to be approved at this meeting, sir.
All right, recognition of the public.
Yes, Mr. President. Again, someone wrote my name. I appreciate that. I will not speak this evening. Ms. Sanders is here. Ms. Sanders, I do know she is not a resident of Lakewood. She did sit on the Board of Education of Asbury Park. Her husband was mayor of Asbury Park. When I had the privilege of representing Dr. Lewis, she was at the Board of Ed. She's asked to speak. She is not a Lakewood resident, so there would have to be a special motion, if you so desire, to allow Ms. Sanders to speak. 1 minute, Ms. Sanders.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ms. Sanders, welcome to Lakewood.
Hi, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Adrienne Sanders, as it has already been identified. I am the Education Committee Chair for the New Jersey State Conference of the NAACP. I am here this evening in support of the Lakewood NAACP and their president, Mr. James Waters. Mr. Waters has raised issues/concerns with the New Jersey State Conference NAACP Education Committee and has sought our assistance regarding these concerns. So I have a few questions that I wanted to put on the public record. I also do not mind making an open request to receive this information. One of the questions that we have is how were the ARA funds used in this district? I'll just go on if you want to answer.
The way we work here is all the questions first.
Okay, so that's what I was going to do. Are all classified students classified as special need given equal opportunity or referrals to the Shy School of Hidden Intelligence? The other thing is the service of the special education consultant, is that used in the development of all IEPs for every child in this district? I did look at the agenda, so basically from the agenda I was able to ascertain that the average cost per pupil at that Shy School is $72,320 per pupil. I'm also asking, would you confirm if the in-house classified child educate cost per pupil is approximately $18,000? And is the the per pupil cost of the general student population about $11,000 in this district? The other thing I wanted to know is, based on the audit report of this district, when will the district develop a corrective action plan, and when will that corrective action plan be presented to the public? And my last question is, are the same resources to educate children available to the entire general population, the same resources that are available at the Shy School? Is there equal access to those similar resources, curriculum, lab equipment, computer technology available to every teacher in this room and every student?
Ms. Sanders, I just want to say as board parliamentarian, the way it works in Lakewood, there's 4 minutes.
Okay.
That includes the answers.
So I'm done.
It's a pleasure seeing Ms. Sanders, because when I was suing Asbury Park Board of Ed, I had to stand in that microphone and she sat here. Mr. Thomas, direct as you wish.
Yes,
Mr. Finger had to turn on the air conditioner, that's where he went.
Could you address some of the questions that will be applicable for you, if you would answer them?
No, I believe Mr. Finger, our business administrator, has many of the answers.
Ms. Sanders, so in fairness to you, we're at 3 minutes and 10. if we could call you back when Mr. Finger's here, and we'll give you those 50 seconds.
Next person, please.
Ernest, and if I'm saying this wrong, I'm sorry, Ernesto or Donna, if I said that right. Sorry.
Yes. There you go.
Good.
Yeah, my name is Ernesto Ornana with New Jersey Classic Soccer Organization, and I was here in April and with the pending investigation on my permits being revoked. I spoke with the lawyer and the committee inside the room, and
You met with the Board of Education.
right, and Ms. Silva was supposed to get back to me, and I'm still waiting on that investigation on my permits. I've been using the community schools for 3 years without an incident, and a beer inside ladies' room was found. Wasn't even my players there that particular night. I went to the police station to try to get a report, try to get investigated, and told me to come here and speak to the board and see what happens. I get my premise back without any further action.
Okay, is that all, sir?
Yes.
All right, Mr. President.
The permits are given, we're a public entity, and the permits are given to any nonprofit organization, but with that comes some responsibilities, and those responsibilities were not met, and therefore I spoke to the people in the community school, and because the regulations that govern the permits were not abided by, therefore we are not going to, and I don't want to get too specific, but we cannot offer you, your organization, a permit.
Okay, can I answer that? The date of the incident, my organization was not at the school.
All right, one of the things, the way it works is you ask the questions, they answer them. I think that if more discussion needs to occur, you don't want to have open dialogue and have to sort of have a court here.
If you would be so kind, at the end, come here, we'll take your number, and Ms. Silva will get back to you.
Yes, thank you. Next person, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. James Waters, 1275 Old County Line Road. Since the time you're up there.
James Waters, Michael stated my address. I think all of you know who I am by now. If you don't, you will. First thing is page 7, number 7. Would you explain to me what that is? I mean, that's after I ask all of my concerns. And the lady's name is Marlene Lynch Ford, not Marlene Lynch. She would appreciate that being corrected. The other thing is the confidence and morale of the teachers and the students in this district. I've talked about that in the past, and I just wanted to lay that out again to you, that those elements have been severely damaged, and the question is, what are you board members going to do about that to improve the confidence and morale in the district? The other thing that's very troubling to me is we've had 60 teachers retired. And I think that represents, I don't know the exact figure, probably about $5 million that this district is not shelling out this year because those teachers retired. Now, why did I raise that question? Because there's a conflict right now that apparently is taking place in terms of looking at being responsible toward negotiating fairly with the teachers. I think what the teachers are asking for this year, and these numbers are just hypothetical numbers I'm throwing out, would cost this district, I think, under $1 million. Now, with the 60 teachers retiring and the district not having to shell out $5 million, What's happened to that money?